Mark, are you satisfied with the progress of everything?
Yeah, we have been satisfied with the progress of everything. The last couple of months, we've made a lot of advancements. You heard Jeremy talk about the progress that has been made over the last couple of meetings. I don't think it's surprising, but I am pleased by it. I think they're pleased by it. We still have a lot to do, but you see that both sides are working collaboratively and working together to get all these documents finalized and make sure they're fair for all the different parties.
You think it's going to be a nice dovetail between closing out the Coliseum in Oakland and then doing this, specifically lease agreement extension, which I understand is going to come up this February?
I'm not sure I understand that question.
Basically, you've got a lease agreement that's coming up for extension in February with the JPA and Coliseum. You're trying to design it so that you can close out the Coliseum and go here, as I understand it. In other words, are you satisfied that's on track?
I'm still not sure I understand the question. Am I satisfied with what's going on track in Oakland, or am I satisfied with what's going on track here?
Well, there's dovetail. You have to close out in Oakland.
Well, I would look at them separately.
Go ahead.
I'm very pleased with the progress here.
Okay.
I've had some conversations with Scott McKibben. He said he would get back to me, and when he does, we'll try and finalize 2019.
Gotcha.
Now, Jeremy said that he thinks about 80% through the documents. How big of a hurdle as far as getting a huge endeavor like this? I mean, do you sense some relief and some movement in that front?
Well, we've gotten a lot closer on UNLV. They had a good meeting with their regents, and you heard the progress that was made on that. The development agreement, which was done primarily by the county, we got that approved. We have a few more things to get finalized in the next 2 months, and I'm optimistic we'll get them done.
What's the next big step for you personally that you really want to get done in this process?
I want to see the cranes out there on the site, and I want to see a couple thousand people go to work.
Hey, on that, a clarification. That's the infrastructure development agreement you all are talking about, not the development agreement with the Stadium Authority. How's that coming?
I think you're mixing two things, Eddie. Let me get another person to ask a question, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Is there any sense of urgency or any sense of worry about getting these approved by that February deadline or the March deadline? If
At this point, no.
You're expecting to get your final price on the stadium in February. Any concerns about that, and what happens if it's high?
I'm going to just politely decline that answer. We have a very talented team of people working on that. I'm optimistic that will come in on budget.
Mark, Jeremy had mentioned the bonds won't be sold until April at the earliest. Is that a timetable you guys are comfortable with?
We've had discussions with how that would sync up with our loan proceeds, with the NFL process, and we're comfortable where that is right now.
I know you're not in the business of clarifying rumors, but there's a lot of talk about the Valley High golf course. What do you give status on that?
I'm not in the business of clarifying rumors, but it is one of many options available to us for a parking solution.
Okay, I'll go a step beyond rumor.
Sure,
Commissioner Sisolak did say that there had been discussions between.
There's been some progress on it.
Group. Is that
Yep.
accurate?
When we have something to announce on it, we will, but it's one of a number of options that can help solve some of the parking issues associated with the site.
Different tangent here, but it was announced Raiders in London.
Correct.
What kind of opportunity is that, and because you want to be that global brand?
I think that, well, you mentioned it, the Raiders are a global brand. It's something that when you're a team that's relocating, the league requires that you be one of the teams that is going to play one of the games either in London or Mexico. So we played the last 2 years in Mexico, and we'll play next season in London against the Seahawks. We had a great experience there other than the game in 2014. The fan base was very strong for us. It always has been internationally. And I think it'll be a great experience again.
Mark, can you comment on why the Henderson deal was the right deal for the Raiders in terms of the headquarters and facility?
Well, we looked all over the valley. We looked at a number of different properties, both in Henderson, Summerlin, all across the 215 corridor, downtown, North Las Vegas, even as far out as where the Speedway is. And we just wanted to make sure it was an area that provided enough land for our facility, enough land for some growth in the future. Was also somewhere that the players and the coaches and the staff could find a place to raise their families. And Henderson reached out, and they were very aggressive in terms of expressing a desire to have us come there. They were great to work with, and it made a lot of sense with all they have planned for that area, for that western Henderson area near the freeway. It made a lot of sense for the organization. And they had an event yesterday, the State of the City for Henderson, and Mayor March did a wonderful job sort of expressing the progress they've made out there. So we're excited. We're a few months behind there in terms of breaking ground. When we do, we'll let everybody know.
Financially, was that a much better option, would you say, than other options that were out there?
You know, there were plenty of options out there. I think it's going to be great for us, and I think it's going to be great for the city with all the jobs it's going to bring there and all the development it's going to bring on that site. I think both sides will benefit.
How is the other development agreement coming?
I'm done, Denny, but thanks.
Okay,
Appreciate
go
it.
Bears, man.
You got it.